Welcome to the Angus Report, a news program for cattle producers.
From American Angus Association headquarters in St. Joseph, Missouri, we bring you the week's top headlines. Certified Angus Beef is set for another banner year. Mark Polzer discusses the latest sales figures.
Country of origin labeling is challenged in the courts.
And a toxic fungus is having detrimental effects in some Missouri pastures.
This is the Angus Report. Hello, I'm Bob Cervera.
And I'm Crystal Albers.
Our top news this week. Certified Angus Beef has achieved record-breaking sales during the past 6 consecutive years, and this year will likely continue the trend. Mid-year sales figures reported by the world's largest branded beef program indicate demand for quality Angus beef remains high despite general economic challenges.
Focus on genetic improvement has continued to pay absolute premiums. It's proven to be as recession-proof as you can be in an economy that was absolutely horrendous. It was especially difficult on the food service side, and yet through all of that, with those increased prices, we continue to see the brand growing year over year with record years. 2013 will be no different. We will have another all-time record year. We're seeing an increase in certified Angus beef qualified cattle. Obviously, the additional cattle weights have helped a little bit, but we see the overall trend of choice supplies versus select continuing to increase, and more importantly, that upper choice and prime category continuing to grow at a faster rate than the commodity levels of grading.
Visit CertifiedAngusBeef.com to locate a retailer or food service supplier in your area.
Several industry groups announced a lawsuit earlier this month against USDA regarding country of origin labeling rules. The American Meat Institute and 7 other organizations have challenged the government agency, claiming it's overstepping its authority by exceeding legislative intentions. The labeling rule went into effect in May and requires meat labels to include where animals were born, raised, and harvested. It also prohibits the mixing of products from other countries like Mexico and Canada with meat from U.S. animals. The groups argue the new requirements are too costly and provide no safety benefits, and confuse consumers, raise food prices, and endanger meat and poultry companies, since animals must be segregated along the entire production chain. USDA estimates the labeling change will cost between $53 and $192 million.
Truck drivers hauling livestock and poultry this summer will receive a 90-day waiver of the new hours of service rule enacted by the U.S. Department of Transportation. July 1st marked the beginning of the new rule, which requires truck drivers to take a 30-minute break if more than 8 hours have passed since beginning service. Now, for drivers hauling livestock, it includes time loading and unloading animals. The DOT's transportation waiver ensures that livestock won't be sitting in the sun for extended periods of time during hot summer months. Several organizations have also requested a 2-year exemption of the rest break requirement, which the agency agreed to consider.
Missouri farmers are reporting cattle deaths due to widespread infection of common pasture grasses. University specialists are suggesting producers immediately move cattle or other livestock from fields infected with ergot, a fungus that normally appears in small pockets throughout the state. Craig Roberts of the University of Missouri explains.
Just go out and look at the seed head, and instead of a normal seed in every place where there should be one, sometimes you'll see a dark charcoal growth that looks like a mouse dropping, and that is an ergot body. The conditions for ergot growth are the cool, wet temperatures in the spring, followed by warm temperatures in the early summer. What happens with that amount of moisture in the ground and in the plants, once it turns hot, is the state turns into an incubator.
Ergot may have up to 500 to 1,000 times the concentrations of the ergot alkaloids. It's kind of like fescue toxicosis on anabolic steroids. If we have animals that are showing clinical signs, the best thing they can do is remove the animal from the source. Get it away from the pasture that's infected or the hay that's infected with the ergot bodies.
Quality is rewarded in the beef cattle chain, especially on the grid, and more producers are shooting for that target. Brian Bertelson of U.S. Premium Beef says there's an increase in the number of cattle qualifying for Certified Angus Beef qualifications and related premiums.
Producers have delivered a greater percentage of black-hided cattle. We're now up to 75% of all the animals that we buy are black-hided. Recently, in the last quarter, our cattle have really graded well. In fact, if you look at just those black-hided cattle within our mix, over 2/3 of all those black-hided cattle got some kind of an additional reward for quality grade for meeting a branded beef program, in addition to premiums for, of course, the Choice Select spread. In addition to, of course, getting a higher price per pound, they're also heavier carcasses. And so when you look at those Certified Angus Beef versus Select carcasses, that's $160 per head more for the CAB carcasses on average compared to the Select carcasses. The total per head reward from quality grade has been record highs.
Cattlemen will want to mark their calendars for the 2013 National Angus Conference and Tour next month. The event is themed Angus Along the Hudson and is scheduled for August 28th through the 30th in Albany, New York. The event features several conference speakers and includes trips to upstate New York, Angus operations, and historical stops. Visit nationalangusconference.com for more information.
And finally this week, the American Angus Association is pleased to present another special episode of the popular I Am Angus series, Monday, August 5th on RFD TV. The documentary series celebrates the contributions of everyone from ranchers to the chefs in providing quality beef to America's consumers. Check local listings for details. When the Angus Report returns, some feeding workshops you don't want to miss, along with the upcoming World Angus Forum.
And we bring you continued footage from events at the National Junior Angus Show.
Visit angus.org to continue watching this episode of the Angus Report.
The Angus Report is brought to you by Merck Animal Health. Why not prevent respiratory disease before it steals from your bottom line? Vista Once protects your calves with the most complete respiratory disease coverage available. And Vision Blackleg vaccines can add 14 pounds per calf at weaning. Contact your veterinarian or animal health supplier today.
You load them up, you head them out, you load them off again. Showing is tough, but it's everything in between that knocks livestock off their appetite. Get them ready for the show ring with the industry's leading 1-2 punch, SureChamp and VitaCharge. Fortified with Amifirm, SureChamp contains the right balance of minerals and vitamins to maintain a strong, steady appetite, to keep your livestock looking and feeling their best. And VitaCharge stimulates appetite after those long road trips or times of stress and gets your livestock back on track. SureChamp and VitaCharge. More wins, more appetite. Learn more at SureChamp.com.
We stand for what we believe in. We believe in you. It's more than a job. It's your way of life. Who you are, where you live, and what you do. The way you treat your cattle, your family, your employees, and your neighbors. The water you drink, the air you breathe, and the ground you walk on. What you do every day gives families something to gather around every night. It's about doing what's right for your cattle, your land, your community, and your business. It's your livelihood, and it means as much to us as it does to you. We all believe in responsible beef. Let's stand together at responsiblebeef.com.
Recognize this? It's your $1 per head beef checkoff investment that does all kinds of things to help make sure consumers feel good about buying your beef. Like working with chefs around the world to create new beef recipes and put more beef on the menu. Or educating healthcare professionals about how beef fits into a healthy lifestyle. Or by helping you share your beef story with those who have questions about where their food comes from. Get to know your checkoff and start sharing your views at mybeefcheckoff.com.
Mark your calendars for the 2013 Spruce Mountain Ranch Fall Production Sale on August 10th in Larkspur, Colorado. Managed by Cotton & Associates, the sale starts at 11:30 a.m. Join us on the mountain August 10th or watch videos for the sale on sprucemountainranch.com and bid live on the internet at liveauctions.tv. Visit cotton-associates.com. That's cotton-associates.com to learn more.